So what is a pledge loan? I get asked this through emails, comments on this channel ever since I made the Navy Fed video talking about the pledge loan. So today I'm going to break it all down for you so that you understand what they're good for, what they're not good for. We're going to talk about all of it today. Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Starr Knows Credit. On this channel, we talk personal, business, credit, and everything else that's going to help us level up and get the bag. So thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, y'all have been rocking out and supporting me so much on this channel, and I just cannot thank you guys enough, okay? I don't want to hold you guys too long, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. So, what is a pledge loan? Now, pledge loans have different names. Some people call it different things depending on the financial institution. So in banks, you may hear it called a secure loan, or it could be called a pledge loan in a bank. But most of the time in banks, you may hear it called a secured loan. In credit unions, you may hear it called a share secured loan, or it could be a certificate secured loan. Okay, so it's different ways that you can word it, but at the core of all those different ways you could call it, it is you putting up your own money to secure a loan product. That's all it is at the core of it. Using your own bread to get some bread, okay? That's basically what it is in a nutshell. Why would somebody want to do that? Well, there's three reasons why somebody would want to get a share secured loan or a pledge loan. First reason is to establish new credit. So if you are new to credit, say you just turned 18 and you do not have any credit history, and you know that you may want to get a car or something like that, or your first credit card, you got to get some positive credit started on your credit report. This is how you can start credit. So if you never applied for credit ever in your life and you're new to the game, a secured or a pledge loan can be the way to go to get you going. And usually you can do these type of loans with as minimum as $200, just depending on the institution. Some say $300. I mean, it just depends on the institution. Everybody has their own rules of how much the minimum that they would lend and the maximum they would lend based on your own money. So that's one way if you want to start new credit. The second way is when you want to rebuild your credit. So you've already had credit before. You may have, took some hits, got some collections, late payments, and you have learned from your mistakes. You could have filed bankruptcy, been out of it, whatever the case may be, that your credit took a hit and now it's better, you got it cleaned up or whatever. Now it's time for you to bring some positivity to the report, but you may be getting turned down from lenders because of your past. So this is a great way to start a payment on your credit report that you can pay your own money back, and that way they will rebuild faith because you're putting up your own money, okay? So that's number two. Number three is, say you have something big that comes up, right? Say your furnace or something tears up in your house, or your hot water heater or whatever, something like that. A big ticket item tears up in your house, and say you have the money to get it done, but you do not want to empty out your emergency fund, or you do not want to completely empty out your, your savings account for this big purchase. And if you get a loan, which you probably could, but loan rates, depending on your credit, could be anywhere from 7% all the way up to 18%. If you're using a credit union, it could be higher than that if you go to finance companies or some banks. So you'll just be paying a lot of money to borrow the money. So some people actually like to use certificate secure loans and share secure loans, pledge loans, to be their own bank. They like to take their money that they have in their savings, and they like to lend themselves the money in order to get those big ticket items that, repairs or whatever. Some people even do that to get a car. They don't want to take their money, all their money. They might have cash to pay for the car, but they don't want to be out of that money right then. So what they do, they just go and get a secure loan against their own money. And then the interest rate normally on, I can't talk today. normally on share secured loans, pledge loans, the interest rate is usually under 5%. And you're not going to really get that on a car loan or a personal loan, even with what they consider A1 credit, up to 850, because of the loan rates. Just some loan rates, they're just going to cap. And it doesn't matter if you got the best perfect credit, just some loan rates, it will not go lower than a certain amount. But when you are securing your own money with it, usually it's always under 5%. It could be the share rate, whatever the savings account is paying, whatever the certificate is paying, plus 3% or plus 2%. It just depends on what the lender is saying. So those are the main 3 reasons why people would want to get a pledge loan or a share secure loan or a certificate loan. Now, I like the fact that when you use your money from a savings account or a certificate, the dividends that you would normally get paid if you was not using that money, you would still accrue those dividends. So whatever your savings amount was paying you, you would still accrue those savings dividends, because technically the money is still there. It's just frozen where you can't touch it. As you pay the loan back, a lot of institutions, especially credit unions, that money come back available to you. So say you got a $3,000 loan and you got a $200 payment. Okay, so when you make that first $200 payment, they're going to take out whatever minimal interest it is, and then the rest of it is going to go to principal. Well, whatever that rest of it is, say it's $198, well, your loan is going to reduce, and that $198 is going to be available. So you could turn right back around and withdraw it out your savings. That's how a lot of credit unions do. Some institutions, they want you to pay the whole amount back off before they give you your money back. Release your money back into your savings account. So it just depends on the institution. Everybody has their own rules. As I was saying before with the rates, they have their own rules of how quick they will let you get your money back. Will they let you get your money back as you paying the loan, or will you have to repay the full loan before you get the full value back of your money? At the end of it, when you get done paying the loan off, no matter how it is, if you don't touch that money until the loan is in, then your savings account or your certificate will still be at the amount it was when you got the loan. That money will still be there. So it's kind of like you rebuilding your savings. You know what I'm saying? You just putting that money right back into your savings because you borrowed it from yourself. So as you paying that loan back off, you just putting that money back. Okay, so at the end of the loan term period or whatever, you'll be back whole. Say for instance that step number 3, where people will use their money, like to say their air conditioner went out or something like that. So if you had $5,000 and you borrowed against your $5,000, when you get done making all those payments, you should still have $5,000. Versus if you take your whole $5,000 and pay for your air conditioning unit to get fixed or whatever, you're out of that $5,000 until you build it back up to get back to $5,000. Whereas with the secured loan, you're doing it all at the same time. So you are constantly seeing where your money is coming back to you. You seeing where it's frozen in your account. And as you're making those payments, like I said, some credit unions will let you get it right then as you're making payments. And some banks and credit unions will make you pay the whole amount back before they release the funds to you. So it just depends. But those are the main reasons what pledge loans are for, and why they are a good option when you have the money. I'll tell you one thing for sure. Now, this is a don't. Okay, so I do not want y'all to think that getting a pledge loan, say for like $250, like that video I did, with Navy Fed and their pledge loans. Now, Navy Fed's pledge loans start at $250 and go up to $100K. Just because you get a $250 pledge loan, pay 90% of it and then pay whatever little amount that you're going to be able to get boohoo-coo's account of money. That's just unrealistic, okay? Because you're only as rich as the last lender. So if all you got is little bitty amounts that you've used as a pledge loan, like $250, or a credit card that's $200, the most that they're going to give you, because you have not demonstrated that you are able to handle large amounts of money. The higher the loans, or if you get a secured credit card, the higher those amounts, you are proving that you can handle those high amounts. You know, everybody knows Navy Fed for being the house of high limits, but you still have your credit profile have to reflect that you are able to handle those type of loans. So whether you have a really high car loan before and you paid it off, or if you had personal loans, you know, that's an installment loan and you paid it off, they're going to look at what is the highest amount of debt that you've ever had when you are trying to apply. So yeah, you can get the pledge loan for $250, and yes, it will help your credit, you know, build up because it's a trade line, so it will help with the mixture of credit, but you can't expect them to give you this large line of credit if you don't have anything else on your profile that's going to say that you are able to handle that amount of debt. Okay, it's just not realistic, because like I said, you are only as rich as the last lender that trusted you with their money. So if they only trusted you with, after you do the $250 pledge loan, they only give you a $500 credit card, well, that's how much they think you can afford. You know, they think that you're good for $500, you know, so it just go by that. And it also go on, you know, with debt to income, as well as looking at other, like if you got other credit cards and their utilization and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother video. You know, I already talked about that. Just letting you know that pledge loan will not just give you automatically just these high limits after you pay the loan off. Okay, I don't want that to be an unrealistic goal. Really and truly, it's all about having the complete financial picture and having all your ducks in a row, having all your boxes checked. So with that being said, guys, I hope you are able to join my VIP list for my Credit Ready program that I'm going to be releasing September the 18th. I am working on the program right now, so if you want to be a part of my VIP list, you can email me at ready@starrknowscredit.com, ready@starrknowscredit.com. Put your first and last name, because I'm going to send you a welcome VIP email. So I need your first and your last name just to make sure that I have everything, you know, ducks in a row. And just, you know, you don't have to have a big old long email. You can just say, Starr, I'm ready. My name is such and such, and I will get you on the list, and then I'll get you a welcome email. Thank you so much, guys. That is it for today's video. If y'all like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing on this channel. And you know, if you have any credit questions, you can still email me at starrknowscredit@gmail.com. That's starrknowscredit@gmail.com. I am hoping that I will have the website starrknowscredit.com open and available soon. If you go on starrknowscredit.com now, there will be a pop-up box if you want to be on my email list, so that you don't miss out on any of the informative information that I'm going to be sending out. Credit tips, budget tips, financial management tips, and all types of things that's going to help us level up and get the bag. Okay, so thank you again. Y'all have a blessed day, and as I tell you always, I appreciate y'all. Peace.